Yeah. MD. JPB. It's only right, baby.
Yeah. Why you mad? I got a bad bro. Name hot in these streets, no Tabasco. But I'm so stuck, that's a fact, yo. And if you think I'm frontin', you can run it back, yo. Go on, run it back.
You know that I run it. Everything you wanna do, I already done it. And I got your little boo telling me she love me. I got this. Damn, it's gonna be a long night.
Hello guys, what is up? It is me, Prince of Artists, and I'm back here with another video. Today I'll be doing what if Naruto was a speedster. Now stick with me, this is going to be a bit of a doozy. I'm going to slow things down a little bit because I'm not trying to rush everything. Just because, you know, he has speedster powers doesn't mean that I need to, you know, just rush to the OP stuff. I want to take my time. Sorry about the background noise, which you will definitely hear. Like, you might hear police sirens right now. Yeah, that's going to get probably bothersome, but let's try to get through this hour. And yeah, let's go. Now we're actually going to start the story off with a 5-year-old Naruto. He was born an orphan and does not have a family. He's hated by the village of Konoha and only has 2 friends named Shikamaru and Choji, but he really wishes he had more friends. Now on a snowy day, as Naruto would be walking around with his hands in his pockets, he would come across some kids just picking on a black-haired girl. He would run in front of the meek girl saying, "What are you guys doing? Leave her alone." "Oh, it's that loser who's always on his own." "Hey, what's the big idea? Why do you guys always have to act like such jerks?" yells Naruto. "Our problem is that girl thinks she's better than us, with her weird and creepy eyes." Naruto then looks back at Hinata, who is crying, and decides to fight these 3 to protect her. And he makes a hand sign, scaring the other kids because he's starting to make a jutsu. However, as Naruto does the hand sign, all he makes is a messed up clone that doesn't even look human. He would then be beat up by the bullies, but protects Hinata still, and in the end, they leave calling Naruto weird, and when they do, Naruto actually falls to the ground with his hands and knees on the ground. Hinata then checks on him, and he says that he's okay, saying, "Just be more careful from now on, alright?" He then gets up, walking away, not saying another word, and this version of Naruto is more or less given into the hate, so he's actually very quiet and sad looking, and he rarely acts happy or giddy. Now as Naruto leaves, he goes to Ichiraku Ramen and eats like 1 bowl with the little amount of money he has, and when Naruto finishes his bowl, he thanks Teuchi and goes to leave. "Hey Naruto, stay safe going back home, okay?" says Teuchi. Naruto would then nod, smiling lightly, and then he went home. Now, 2 years would pass and nothing would change, as we see Naruto in class dozing off, looking out the window in typical, main character fashion. Iruka would then call his name, surprising Naruto, who would then fall back, slamming his head on the ground, and everyone laughs at him. He then gets off the ground, standing up as he apologized for spacing out. "Well, can you at least answer the question? What are the hand signs for a basic fireball jutsu?" Naruto would then scratch his head, not knowing, as he feels everyone stares on him. "This is so nerve-wracking," thinks Naruto. Sasuke would then raise his hand as Iruka sighs, picking him, and Sasuke does the hand signs instead of just saying it. And Iruka says, "Good job, Sasuke." All Sasuke's fangirls would then think that was super cool, and they cheer him on. And Sakura says, "Wow, Sasuke, I bet you can even do the fireball jutsu for real." "Stop sucking up," Sakura says, The 2 would then start fighting over Sasuke as the boys of the class get jealous, and Iruka has to calm down the 2 girls. He then looks up to see Naruto, who is still looking out the window at this point, thinking, "What am I going to do with you, Naruto? How am I supposed to help you if you don't try?" School will then soon end as parents come to pick up their kids, but Naruto would be on the swing, alone, as always. "It's that kid. How could Lord Third allow that thing to become a ninja? Hey, we're not supposed to talk about him that way." Naruto would be hearing all these whispers, but he says nothing and just stays on his swing, sad and alone. Hinata was being escorted back home, and she would see him, and she would start walking towards him, only for a guard to stop her. "But I just want to go talk to him." "My lady, you were prohibited from talking to him. Please, let's go." She would then willingly leave as Naruto is just hanging on the swing alone still, and soon night would fall when he goes home. Now laying in his bed, he would just go to sleep, and that night, as he would sleep, thunder would just echo through the village, but while kids have the warmth of their family, Naruto has nobody. The next day would come as Naruto goes to school like usual, and he's walking through the market, and he notices how many puddles there are. He starts to jump in them just for fun, and just by doing this, he already gets hateful stares from the adults that pass him. "Fine, I won't have fun," thinks Naruto. He then stops stepping in the puddles, but accidentally bumps into someone. "Watch it, kid." Naruto would then get mad, but shrugs it off as he tries to move on with his day, and ironically steps in one more puddle. However, as he does, his leg feels a tingling sensation with him getting shocked as he falls back, getting muddy. "What the hell?" yells Naruto. He then sees a cut power cord that was actually accidentally in the puddle, and he would hear, "I wish that shock killed him instead." Naruto, hearing this, would just have his eyes widen as he starts crying, and he runs to the academy while covering his eyes, trying to wipe his tears. When he gets to class, everyone notices his muddy clothes and start murmuring about him. Naruto then sees Sasuke, who looks at him with pity, and he just loses it, yelling, "Stop looking at me!" "Naruto, calm down, what's wrong with you?" says Ino. The murmuring only continues more as Naruto just grits his teeth, and he bears with it barely, like he's like on the brink, and he heads to where his seat is, and he keeps his head down. After a while, Iruka would enter, saying, "Alright guys, today we're gonna warm up with some spars." Kiba then yells, "Alright, let's go, me and Nakamura are gonna crush all of you." "You're dreaming if you think you can beat Sasuke," says Sakura. Everyone then agrees with Sakura, making him mad as he just sits back down, and then everyone goes out in the front of the academy to, fight. Iruka first makes everyone do stretches and do their own thing until he announces the pairs that are fighting. First up would be Naruto and Sasuke as they step in the ring, and Iruka tells them to make the unison sign. Now all the girls start cheering for Sasuke as Iruka then tells him to start. Sasuke then runs to Naruto, who put his hand up, but he gets punched in the stomach, making him choke. He then tries to bring down his hands to slam Sasuke's head, but Sasuke just simply dodges as he then goes to kick him in the face. Miraculously though, Naruto actually dodges this, surprising everyone. "Must be a fluke," thinks Sasuke. He then runs and goes to sweep kick Naruto, but Naruto flips over Sasuke, landing behind him as he goes to just drop kick him, but Sasuke manages to dodge in time, getting up. "How did he do that? Naruto's never that nimble," says Sasuke. Naruto's eyes at this point will be widen as he's in a sort of zone right now, and he feels as if his body is on fire, but in a good way. "How did I do that? I didn't know I could do that. I can't do that." Sasuke then attacks him with a roundhouse kick, and Naruto dodges going down, doing a roundhouse kick from below, and this would actually slam in Sasuke's chest, sending him flying, and he almost exits the ring, but he manages to stop himself. "Wow, Naruto is on fire today. I wonder what happened," says Choji. Sakura then says, "Please, it's just a fluke. Sasuke's gonna win, like always." Now, as for Naruto, he's not hearing what anybody's saying. He does not give a damn. Right now, he's just in a trance. And we then see a streak of lightning go from his foot as it starts to just go up and up into his body. Naruto then actually goes on the offensive as he lunges forward. However, he moves too fast and doesn't control himself, and he exits the ring by accident, slamming into the school wall. Iruka then runs and goes to check on him, and he sees that he's fine. "What the hell was that speed just now?" thinks Iruka. Naruto would then get up, dusting himself off, and he realizes that he's lost. He's lost the match. But who cares about that? What was that feeling just now? Everything was so quiet, so calm, but I don't know how to describe it. Iruka would then confirm that Naruto was okay, and would declare Sasuke the winner, and everyone congratulates him. But they were also wondering what just happened with Naruto. We then switch to when Naruto is back in class with everyone, and Iruka asks him, "Why do certain people only have certain natures?" Everyone would then be laughing, expecting him to goof up like usual, and Naruto's already scratching his head in confusion, but then he gets a little shock, like a little eureka moment. Sasuke would then go to answer like usual when Naruto talks. "Affinities vary depending on your family bloodlines and genetics, special clan techniques, or how much training you've put into practicing a certain element. And most people can only do and use 2 elements for jutsus. The only recorded shinobi who have been able to use more than 2 natures are first Hokage Hashirama Senju, Madara Uchiha, our current Kage Hiruzen Sarutobi, the Snake Sanin Orochimaru who deserted us, the second Tsuchikage named Mu, and the Jonin named Kakashi Hatake who was taught by the 4th himself." Iruka would then say, "That's all correct. How do you know about the second Tsuchikage?" Everyone then looks at Naruto, who says, "I must have read it in a book somewhere." "Well, good to know you're finally hitting the books. That was actually correct. Good job, Naruto." "You actually got that right? What the hell is going on today?" The kids would just be murmuring about this. Sasuke would then look up to Naruto, who was actually smiling like crazy for once, just being really happy. What happened to him, thinks Sasuke. When the day is done, Naruto would then start running out, bumping into students, but he doesn't care as he heads to the training grounds. Then he goes up to one of the 3 stumps near the river as he starts punching them, and just hoping to get the same feeling that he had when he fought Sasuke. He would be punching for about 1 hour straight, but that feeling just isn't coming back. However, just as he's about to give up and about to throw his final punch, he yells, putting all his power into the punch, and as his hit lands, Naruto busts through this tree stump, leaving his hand on the other side, and he sees a flicker of lightning come off his arm. He then manages to pull his arm out and is amazed at what he just did. What the hell was that? Is that lightning the reason why I've been doing so much better at school today? Naruto would then practice his shuriken throwing, and he can actually land a lot more than he could in class. And he does push-ups, and he can do more than 50 easily. He tries squatting and can do more than 100. When he's done, he's not even tired at all. He decides to just do some sprints from the beginning of the training grounds to the river. When he starts running, Naruto already reaches the river in like 20 seconds, then he runs back and forth. Then out of the forest would come Fugaku and Sasuke, who are there to train as well, but they instead find Naruto running back and forth with no breaks, and he's sweating bullets. "Is that kid in your class?" asked Fugaku. "Yeah, he's really annoying. Can we go to our training ground?" Fugaku would then agree, recognizing Naruto because, you know, the nine-tailed fox, and as they're leaving, for a second, he thought he saw a lightning flicker off the little kid. "I must be seeing things. Ironic, huh?" thinks Fugaku. He and Sasuke would then leave as Naruto didn't even notice them, and he just keeps running and training until 5 hours have passed, and it's close to night already. He's on the ground, sweating and trying to wipe off his tears with his shirt. "That felt so awesome. Let's go again." "Oh, yeah, I need to go home." He then takes his shuriken, putting them in like his pouch, and he starts to run home. Even after all that training, he's still not tired. When Naruto goes home, he takes a shower, and he surprisingly feels really hungry, like extremely hungry. He cleans out his entire fridge, but it's still not enough, as he has to go to bed with his rumbling tummy. Now, as Naruto goes to bed, we see sparks of lightning coursing through his body in various colors, but Naruto is completely unaware of it. Now, after 8 hours pass, Naruto feels the sun hit his face as he then opened his eyes, sitting up as he yawns. "Whew, I am feeling good today." He then jumps out of bed and goes to brush his teeth. When he looks and realizes that his chest seems more defined, and he goes and gets like a stool to stand up on, and then he notices that he has rock hard abs. "Lightning gave me abs? This is so weird, but I look so good." He then starts posing in the mirror in a lot of like goofy ways like a kid would, until he gets tired of doing this, and then he finally brushes his teeth. Overall, like his back, even his legs are more defined, like he's completely ripped even for his age, and it's pretty amazing. So after that, he washes his face and then go take a shower. After a few minutes, Naruto then steps out of his house, taking his key after locking his door. And uncharacteristically, I hope I said that right, Naruto jumps up, grabbing onto the roof as he swings up, doing a backflip, and then he lands on the rooftop. He then runs on the rooftop, heading for the academy. Today just feels so awesome for him, and he jumps and lands on a new rooftop as he just does a roll, continuing to run. All of a sudden, Naruto runs, ripping up the tiles under his feet as he jumps from the rooftop to rooftop, only getting faster and faster, but he doesn't even notice this. He would then do this until he actually arrives at the academy, and he gets in his seat right away. All the kids would just feel like a gust of wind hit them as they didn't see Naruto's arrived. "Where did you get here?" asked Shikamaru. "What do you mean? I ran up here. You saw me, right?" Sakura would then say, "Naruto, stop trying to prank us already. You want us to believe you're really that fast?" Naruto would then say, "I could do without the attitude. Don't think you're special just because you're part of Sasuke's fan club. You don't think no one remembers when your name was only Billboard, bro?" Everyone then just starts to laugh at Sakura a bit, as this is when Sasuke enters and stares at Naruto. Sakura then goes to complain to Sasuke about what Naruto said, and Sasuke says, "What do you want me to do? Fight your own battles. We're ninja. What's with this weird attitude? Did you come here to get stronger or not?" He then walks past her, leaving Sakura embarrassed as everyone starts to talk about how badly she got roasted. And soon all the others would come in, including Ino, who gets in on what Naruto said and what Sasuke said. And she actually gets a bit mad at Naruto for saying what he said, because she knows that Sakura feels very insecure about her forehead, but she won't say anything. "You have to learn to fight your own battles," thinks Ino. "We're not friends anymore." Soon Iruka would enter, announcing that in about a week the Rookie of the Year competition would come to pass, and then he explains that the Hokage and almost the entirety of the entire village would come to watch them compete. So from here on out, we're going to do a little time skip as Naruto becomes a better student. He starts interacting more and actually studying. And he starts to memorize jutsu, and now he can actually make illusionary clones with ease. During this time, he also focuses on practicing taijutsu, and for once, he actually goes to the library when there are like about 2 days left, so that's what he does. This would actually activate Naruto's latent power of being able to retain information faster than normal people, because he's not normal anymore. He's a speedster already. So when the day of the competition comes, students would be outside just in front of the villagers and Hiruzen, and students would just go up and show any jutsu they may have learned, like something special. Most of the students just do shadow clone jutsus, normal clone jutsus, because it's the only thing they're confident they're not going to screw up. But when it's Sasuke, he does a fireball, surprising everybody. I see Sasuke's coming along nicely. I'm really sorry about what needs to happen next, my boy. Thanks, Hiruzen. Iruka would then say, "Next up, Naruto Uzumaki. Already people were doubting him, and Naruto actually hears like their words so close up, like it's like they're freaking yelling it out of a microphone, and he gets mad. I'm gonna fail, huh? Well, watch this. Naruto then smacks his hands together as they explode with lightning, which then comes down from his arms. What? How is that possible? Yells Iruka. Did you teach him that? Asks Hiruzen. Iruka would then say, obviously not, and then Naruto would slam his hands down, creating lightning that just spreads out and surrounds him, and then it rises up, creating a dome. Since when could Naruto do this? That's actually really amazing, says Ino. This creates a domino effect as everyone starts to agree, and the dome of lightning then disappears as Hiruzen approaches the boy. Naruto, how did you do that? Naruto would then say, I just directed my chakra from my stomach to my fingers, and it just turned into lightning. It's been happening a lot lately, actually. Did he just do a natural nature transformation? Why is his lightning yellow, thinks Hiruzen. He then compliments Naruto, who then gets back to the other kids, and soon the fights just begin. And first, Naruto has to fight Kiba. They make the unison sign, and then they rush at each other with Naruto dodging Kiba's punch, or claw, I guess, and then he elbows him in the stomach, making him stumble back. How is he so strong? He's just a loser. Naruto would then attack Kiba, but Akamaru would go to bite him, only for Naruto to then disappear and appear behind to surprise Kiba, and using both of his hands, he would just strike Kiba on both sides of his neck, making his eyes roll up into his socket as he just falls down, getting knocked out. Get to know that book is accurate, says Naruto. Iruka would then declare Naruto the winner as no one cheers for Naruto, but he doesn't really care. Shikamaru and Choji still cheer for him, so that's good. Akamaru would then be trying to wake up Kiba, and when Iruka checks on him, he realizes that Naruto perfectly hit the part of the neck that renders people weak. This was a perfect knockout, thinks Iruka. Anyway, the fights just keep going and going until eventually it's Naruto versus Sasuke. Woo! Sasuke beat him. Show that loser where he belongs. Now, as they make the unison sign, Naruto goes on the offensive, appearing right in front of Sasuke with a punch. Sasuke would barely block it, getting burned from how fast Naruto's arm rubbed against his, the friction. And Naruto goes to do a sweep kick, and Sasuke jumps to avoid it. But then he gets instantly just hit in the stomach, as Sasuke would have the wind knocked out of him, with Naruto punching Sasuke as fast and as much as he could while he's in mid-air, and then he jumps up, axe kicking him down back to the ground. Sasuke then craters into the ground, spitting out blood this time, surprising everybody. Naruto's completely overwhelming him, thinks Hinata. Sasuke would then get up getting mad, shooting a fireball at Naruto, who just smirks, running through the fireball, entering flash time correctly for the first time ever. Wow, they're all frozen. This is kind of nice. They finally shut up. Oh right, the match. He would then run at Sasuke, punching him in the chest, and time just resumes as everyone sees Sasuke be sent flying out of the ring and slamming into the school wall, the exact same place that Naruto actually slammed into by coincidence. And Naruto would say, whew, I did it right this time. He would then notice his fist is actually steaming and wonders how strong his punch actually was now that he actually used this weird ability normally. Iruka would then check and see that Sasuke actually had a huge fist dent in his chest, but luckily he was still breathing. Fugaku would then come and pick up his son, and he notices the dent, but he gets a little bit mad at first, but then he looks at Naruto saying, I commend you, Naruto. That was a good match. He then jumps away with Sasuke in his arms as he goes to, find some medics, and some parents in the crowd, like Choji's dad as well, Shikaku and Inoichi, are able to accept that Naruto did well, and they start clapping. This will make Shikamaru and Choji clap for Naruto again, and some students start to do so as well, but some parents just stay silent and moving because they're jerks and dicks. So those like Sakura and Ino would be baffled that Sasuke's little fan club kind of diminishes a little bit. So time skips 6 years. Naruto would learn how to run with his powers, and with the speed force fully established in his body, this stops Kurama from messing with his chakra control and everything. So he has more or less pretty good chakra control now. And by the time he is 8 years old, Naruto already became a genin, even though the council objected to it. And then soon he asked to be put on the Anbu directly under Hiruzen. Hiruzen then honors this wish despite him being scared, but Naruto actually adapts really quickly with his insane speed. Nothing ever caught up to him, caught him off guard, and he always got the job done. Naruto has never failed a mission as an Anbu, and he just never is, and it always gives him more time to learn more about what he can do. He also learns the Shadow Clone Jutsu thanks to watching someone else do it, and it became his most feared move because if you resorted to it, you're dead. Like, it doesn't matter, you're fucked. Because all Shadow Clones could run as fast as he could, and he can make tons of them, so you're dead. So by the time it was time for the others to graduate, Naruto was already feared as a monster, surpassing even the likes of Itachi and Kakashi when it came to his success rate. He was nicknamed the Yellow Flash, just like the Hokage, because in this case it's more appropriate, because when he runs, all you see is a streak of yellow lightning before he kills you. And rumors are starting to spread that in the Anbu, that Naruto might be even faster than Minato, but only in the Anbu. No one in the village knows this stuff because it's the Anbu. You have to keep stuff secret. So one day when Naruto is off duty and he's home counting the money he earned, he just hears a knock at the door. Also, he's like eating because he's a speedster, and he opens it to find Hiruzen in front of him. May I come in? Naruto then says, of course, letting Hiruzen enter as he sits down, and Naruto asks why he's here, and if he did something wrong. Do you like the Anbu? Asks Hiruzen. Naruto would then say, yeah, they're a group of people who only judge based on merit, not rumors and superstitions. I earned the respect, so I'm proud to call them comrades. I'm not sure how they feel about me, though. How would you feel if I said I wanted you to return to the academy, says Hiruzen. Naruto would then be shocked to hear this. Are you demoting me? No, says Hiruzen. I just want you to go back. Your fellow classmates are about to graduate. I want you to join Team 7, consisting of Sakura Haruno and Sasuke Uchiha. Naruto would then facepalm. Why Sakura Haruno? She has no standout skills. She might have good chakra control, but that doesn't mean much right now. She doesn't even know how to do any jutsu besides the illusion clones. Hiruzen would then ask how he could possibly know all that, despite not meeting her for years. Naruto says, I don't know, but I'm assuming I'm right, aren't I? Hiruzen would then have a sweat drop down his forehead as he says that Naruto is indeed correct. Well, but who would you recommend? Naruto would then suggest Shikamaru because he is one of the smartest people he's ever met, and he just needs a push in the right direction to motivate him and actually make him start to get serious about being a ninja and shinobi. He also recommends Shino and Hinata because of their unique clan techniques, and Choji as well. I'll think about it, says Hiruzen, but does this mean you'll come back? Naruto's still puzzled, will be thinking on what to do, but when Hiruzen mentions the increase in pay if he works as an Anbu and part of Team 7, Naruto instantly agrees, as Hiruzen then thanks him, making Naruto wonder why he cares so much that he joins a team now that he's so successful in the Anbu. So yeah, Hiruzen would then say, oh, and Kakashi is going to be your captain. I assume you know of him. He then leaves with Naruto simply shrugging off his shoulders as he goes back to eating and counting his money. Now when he's done, Naruto goes to sleep and he switches to the next day. Naruto will be walking the halls of the academy, getting stared at with some people recognizing him. He would then soon find his own classroom and put his hands on the door, feeling its texture. It's been far too long. He would then slide the door open, making everyone look at him when he entered the classroom, and the first to recognize him are Sasuke and Shikamaru, as they call out his name, surprising everyone. It's Naruto? He's changed so much. Why is he back here? Did he get demoted? A few years ago, these rumors and mumbling would bother Naruto, but now he just ignores it as he walks past Sasuke, who is wide-eyed, and he starts to walk up the stairs. Choji then jumps on him, hugging him, almost taking Naruto down the stairs because he's so big. And Shikamaru and Choji haven't seen Naruto since he left the academy, so they're pretty happy he's okay. And he would then sit down, getting stares from everyone. And yeah, so yeah, they usually just stare at people, which is pretty rude. So out of nowhere, Sakura and Ino would just burst in like they usually do, arguing about who will sit next to Sasuke and all that crap. And they would have a contest of rock, paper, scissors. Sakura wins, and Ino starts to look for another seat. Now as she looks and sees him. Naruto? Sakura would then turn around to be just shocked as she sees Naruto has returned, and she's really mad because of what he said all those years ago still, which is really petty. Iruka would then enter the class as he starts calling out teams, and eventually landing on Team 7 when he calls Naruto, Sasuke, and Shikamaru as Team 7. What? So, no Kunoichi? Isn't that always necessary to have one, says Shikamaru? Certain events have happened, so from today on, you are Team 7. There is no need for Kunoichi. Sakura and Ino would then be crushed to not be in Sasuke's team, and even worse, the two are actually on a team together, which makes them mad, and Choji uncomfortable because they're on a team with him. And he cries out for his bro so much. Honestly, I hate to have to do this with Choji because he does not deserve this, but I need to do this. So soon Asuma would come and get his team, and they leave. And the same goes for every other team, and they leave one by one until only one team is left, Team 7. Well, it looks like you're the only ones left, says Iruka. Oh, you're with Kakashi? I wish you good luck. Feel free to do whatever. You're gonna be here a while. He then starts walking out the class, saying goodbye for now, as he says, it's really great to see you again, Naruto. Likewise, Sensei. Iruka then leaves the room as they wait for about an hour, which would pass pretty quick actually, but very slow for Naruto because he's a speedster. When Sasuke, is getting bored of this, he would just get up and start walking up to Naruto's desk as he then stares him down. He then notices a sleeping Shikamaru, wondering why he had the short end of the stick, because he still doesn't know about Shikamaru's genius yet. Shikamaru was smarter than literally everyone, he just doesn't care. And Sasuke would say, "This time, you won't surpass me, I'll obliterate you completely." Good to know, but I'm not here to compete with you. We're a team after all, says Naruto. Sasuke would then actually get mad at this comment, but he just goes back to sit down. However, just as he does, this is when Kakashi actually enters the classroom. "Yo, I'm assuming you're our sensei," says Sasuke. "What took you so long?" Kakashi would then, say he was lost on the path of life, making the other question if he was really fit to be a Jonin. But Naruto already recognized his power and knew about him. Kakashi would then skip the to the introductions, giving his first impression of the team, which was bad. "I really can't stand you guys," says Kakashi. Naruto would then wake up Shikamaru, who would be, half awake, which kind of proves Kakashi right. He then proves telling the team to meet him at the rooftop, and when they go to the rooftop, Kakashi will be waiting for them. Now, as they sit down in front of their captain, he would ask them to, introduce themselves and say one thing they like and hate and what their aspirations are. Sasuke would go first, saying, "I'm Sasuke Uchiha. There are a ton of things I dislike, but I don't really like anything. I don't have a dream, it's more of an ambition. I will resurrect my clan and kill a certain someone." Boy Shikamaru would actually kind of take interest in this, as Kakashi would then tell Naruto to go next. "My name's Naruto Uzumaki. I like training and cooking. In fact, I'm quite good at it. I have to be. I don't really have many things I dislike, but I don't like being judged based on rumors. I do have a goal. It's an aspiration, really. I'm gonna become the strongest ninja, and I'm already halfway there if I say so myself." "Oh, you are you?" thinks Kakashi. "Shikamaru, you're next." Shikamaru would then say that he doesn't really like to be bothered. He likes to be, just everything to be chill and quiet. He gets being forced to do things, and he really doesn't really have much of a goal because his dad forced him to go to the academy. "Alright," says Kakashi. "Come back tomorrow. We'll be meeting to do some training, just the four of us. Don't eat breakfast, by the way. I look forward to it. We'll meet at the training grounds." Now, as Kakashi leaves, Shikamaru would then stand up, asking Naruto if he wanted to get some ramen. "Oh, now you're speaking my language. Sasuke, you come too." He then grabs them both, speeding them all the way to Ichiraku Ramen, appearing right in front of the stand in like a quick second, surprising Sasuke and Shikamaru. "Did you teleport us here?" asked Sasuke. "No, I ran. Come on. I'm paying. Don't be so antisocial." "I could eat," says Sasuke. The team then has a bit of ramen and then goes their separate ways. Now, as for Naruto, instead of going home, we would find him on the top of the Hokage monument, preparing for a solo mission as he was just reading a scroll. He would speed through it in like about 3 seconds and put it away. Pretty basic gig, assassination. Let's hope I get enough sleep for tomorrow. He then disappears, leaving a trail of lightning behind him as he heads outside of the village, shutting off his lightning as he gets close to his target, and he conceals his presence. Now, as he's running, he arrives to see a weird trade happening between a seller and someone from the black market. These sick fucks. Selling a child? Not on my watch. Entering flash time, Naruto walks past the guards that are actually protecting the black market trader, cutting off all their heads as they slowly fall off in slow motion. The seller and the black market trader would then be sprayed with blood as they see the guards die. Isobu, who was the seller, would be shocked, falling to the ground as Naruto would then take the cloth out of the knocked out girl's mouth because it was a gag, and the black market trader named Mata would then ask, "Who the hell are you?" Naruto would then carefully put the girl elsewhere and, lay her down as he puts his kunai away, and he starts walking up to both the perpetrators. "You're gonna tell me what this whole deal with trading people is about. Wars were already hell for these normal people, and now you're trying to sell them? You're the scum of the earth." Naruto would then proceed to torture and question the two until they revealed what they were, who they were working with, and it was actually someone in the Land of Waves. Apparently, this person was selling people as a way to earn money for himself. The name of this person was actually Gato. That's all that Naruto got, a name. So as we cut to the next day, everyone would meet up at the training grounds. In typical fashion, though, Kakashi was not yet there himself. Shikamaru would just be sitting cross-legged while Sasuke was just calmly waiting with his eyes closed while leaning on a tree. "This won't do," thinks Naruto. Shikamaru and Sasuke would then be hit by wind as a shogi board appears right in front of Shikamaru. "What's this for?" "Let's play," says Naruto. Shikamaru would then laugh, saying that Naruto has never beaten him before, and Naruto says that there's always a first time for everything. So feeling interested, Shikamaru decides to play, and in just 5 minutes, Naruto would have beaten him, and he would just be baffled. "Naruto was never this smart," says Sasuke. "What happened when he graduated?" Shikamaru would then say, "Does this have to do with how fast you are? You definitely anticipated every move, didn't you?" Naruto would then scratch his head, saying, "You got me." Shikamaru would then be urging for another match, but Naruto senses Kakashi arrive and he smiles. Now, as Kakashi appears in front of them, they ask where he has been this entire time. He comes up with the same excuse as last time, and he then explains the bell test, and the one who doesn't get the bells will be tied to the stump, and he will have no lunch. And he would have brought 2 bentos and laid them down, and a timer he would put down as well, and of course the bells themselves. You can do whatever you want. Use kunai, shuriken, jutsus, traps. Just come at me with the intent to kill. Shikamaru as well as Sasuke would then be hit by this overwhelming bloodlust, but Naruto is not fazed by it at all, and Kakashi notices this as they then start. When he does start the test, Sasuke and Shikamaru quickly jump into the bushes using their training, and Kakashi would then ask, "So, you're not gonna hide? What would I do that for? You're not even really here," says Naruto. He then slams his foot down as it sparks with lightning, and this lightning ripples out, passing through the forest and hitting the real Kakashi who was hiding in the forest. Now, as Sasuke and Shikamaru wondered what he was doing, the real Kakashi would come out of the forest as the fake one would poof, and the real one would come out with his hair frazzled and his mouth was smoking. "You're pretty ruthless, aren't you?" says Kakashi as he's kind of woozy. And you would then sense something and do a backflip, dodging an incoming shadow attack from Shikamaru. This shadow would actually track Kakashi until it couldn't stretch any further, and then Sasuke then appeared right behind Kakashi with the wildfire dance, which actually slightly pushed him back a bit, almost giving Shikamaru the chance to trap him. However, Kakashi is an OG and would catch all Sasuke's blows and escape Shikamaru as well. These two work pretty well together, thinks Kakashi. He would then feel a huge amount of pressure hit his shoulder as Naruto appears right behind him, shoulder chopping him. This would dislocate his shoulder, making him jump away from him. How did I not sense him, thinks Kakashi. He then painfully pops his shoulder back in and looks forward to see Naruto holding up the bells and shaking them. Sasuke would then go to ask, "When did you?" Naruto would then say, "Just now." "Now here." You then throw one of the bells to Sasuke and then one to Shikamaru, who would wonder why he would do this because now he's going to be tied to the stump. However, Shikamaru then comes out of the bushes realizing what's going on. "You were never going to send us back. You just wanted us to work together." Kakashi would then smile under his mask saying, "Very good. You guys are now officially Team 7. Not bad. It seems like you're actually aware of what you're doing. Starting tomorrow, Team 7 will start its duties." "Yes, sir," says Team 7. The team then heads off, taking and sharing the bentos for lunch, and after this, days would pass as the team then does a few small-scale missions, helping out with the village, saving cats, all that. This little time together would actually give the team some time to synchronize, as Shikamaru and Naruto would have more shogi matches, since Shikamaru wanted to win a lot. But he never did win, as Naruto was just far ahead of him with his accelerated brain, easily, literally, like being a million steps away of him, like ahead of him. And a week would pass. Team 7 would then find himself reporting their completion of helping a vendor move his products to Hiruzen. "Good work." "You seem disappointed," says Hiruzen. Sasuke would then say, "Well, to be honest, we have gotten used to these missions. I think we're ready for higher ranked ones." Hiruzen then looks at Kakashi, asking what he thinks, and Kakashi says that he believes they're actually indeed ready. So with that, Hiruzen puts on a warm smile, calling out Tazuna. Now as he does, a drunken old man enters the room burping up alcohol. "These shrimps are gonna protect me?" The blonde one doesn't even look like a ninja. Now Naruto relatively looks the same to canon, just less goofy and more serious, but he still does get made fun of for his lack of size, and due to being an Anbu, he expected people to also make fun of his lack of presence. Shikamaru would then say, "Respectfully, sir, don't make fun of my friend. I will not have some drunk old man talk about him that way." Seriously, this is what I'm stuck with? This would make Team 7 mad, and Naruto tries to calm them down, saying that they just have to do this job and they'll never have to see his drunken old face again. The two would then laugh at this, agreeing with Hiruzen being happy that they seem to get along, Kakashi then vouches for his team, saying that they're the best of the leaf, which surprises Hiruzen, and so Tazuna kind of calms down as they head out, having accepted the mission. The team would then get their things and head out from the village, and on the way the team would pass a puddle. Now as they do, from behind them would come out 2 ninja wielding chains as weapons. Lunging at Tazuna, the ninjas would try to kill him, obviously, only for their chests to be dented by fists, as Naruto appears right behind them with his fists steaming, and kind of, it's kind of like it's been through, a lot of, you know what I mean. Now, as if by nature, Naruto picks up the brothers, dragging them to a tree as he just takes out ropes that he actually put in a sealing scroll, and then he ties them up in literally 1 second. "Wow, those years out of the academy did you some good, huh?" says Shikamaru. Kakashi would then expect the brothers and see that Naruto actually knocked the freaking wind out of them. Why do I feel like he could kill them if he wanted to in an instant, thinks Kakashi. He then pushes this thought to the back of his mind as he and Team 7 then wait for the brothers to wake up. Now during this time, Sasuke would ask Naruto how he moves so fast to begin with. Is it a jutsu or something you made yourself? I don't know, I just do it. I just run. I don't think it's a jutsu or a Kikagenkai. I don't know what happened. I just trained. Does this mean Naruto is just a late bloomer, thinks Sasuke? Soon the brothers would then wake up and Kakashi would question them. Kakashi would then find out about the bounty on Tazuna's head from Gato, and he would then make Tazuna reveal his true intentions. This is when Naruto, hears him bring up Gato, and he becomes wide-eyed. You couldn't pay for the actual price of what the mission was, so he lied because his village was very poor. So with all this info, the mission was actually pretty much a high B rank. Kakashi would then ask his team, if they want to continue, and the three don't hesitate to say yes. Now, seeing their enthusiasm, Kakashi decides to continue, and thus they keep moving forward. They would then soon take a boat ride to cross a river, and the entire time Naruto would be thinking back on what he read about Gato, and when he learned about him and what his actions, have been like, it's pretty suspicious. I may have to assassinate him, but that's up to the old man. For now, I'll just enjoy this time off, I guess. So after the boat ride is over, Tazuna says that they're actually nearing his home and the village. However, as they're walking, out of nowhere, Kakashi asks for everyone to duck, but as they do, Naruto doesn't. Naruto, no! The object flying at them would then be revealed to be a blade to Naruto, who was in flash time. However, this was no trouble. He didn't even need to use flash time. All of Team 7 and Tazuna would then see and watch as Naruto manages to catch the blade without even hurting himself as he maneuvers it into his right hand. Damn, says Shikamaru. Naruto would then say, come out whoever you are. Zabuza would then appear on a nearby branch above Team 7 to their right, and instantly the team would just protect Zabuza, feeling this man's intense bloodlust. I assume you're also here for Tazuna, asked Naruto. You're pretty smart, kid. And strong. It's not every day someone does what you just did. Why don't you join me, says Zabuza. Kakashi would then interrupt as the two high-level ninja would have a little talk, and then this would lead to a battle. Now during this little battle, Kakashi would actually be trapped in the water bowl prison again, and Zabuza would look at the rest of the Team 7 saying, look at you, pathetic, already cracking under the pressure. Kids like you should not be allowed to call yourself ninja. But you, kid, you're different. Zabuza would then look at Naruto with interest once again as Naruto then sighs, guys, I got this. Sasuke would then yell, Naruto, don't be reckless, I'll admit you're strong, but relax, blabbermouth, it'll just take a second. As he says this with a huge smile, Shikamaru has a feeling something ridiculous is about to happen, and he was right. Naruto would then start walking out onto the lake, walking on it, shocking his teammates and impressing Zabuza. But he would just disappear and reappear right in front of Zabuza, as Team 7 wonders what is happening, but then Zabuza would just start to fall, with him falling and sinking into the lake, turning the water's color from blue to red. Kakashi would then be freed as he's able to breathe again, and Naruto sees his Sharingan as he pulls out his headband for him. He doesn't have to find out right now. Kakashi then thanks Naruto, saying, since when were you able to water walk? We'll talk later, Sensei, says Naruto. He would then appear right in front of Tazuna and Team 7, who want, to say something, but they're out of words to say. I knew you were going to do something ridiculous, but this is just impossible, says Shikamaru. I thought he and I were on the same level, thinks Sasuke. I was distracted by us getting along. I almost forgot. He's beaten me once before. Tazuna would then say, come on, let's go to my house. You four must be tired. Oh, you sound like you actually care about us, says Shikamaru. You stuck around even though you didn't have to, just to help an old man get home. That's definitely warrants some respect in my book, says Tazuna. So the group would then find Tazuna's humble abode sitting atop a lake which belonged to the land of the waves, and they had made it to their destination. Walking on the little bridge connecting to his house, they would come across Tazumi, who was waiting for her father to approach, and would welcome him and Team 7 to the house. So she would then allow them inside for refuge, and Kakashi gets to lay down as does the entirety of Team 7. Are you okay? Asked Tazumi. Yes, thank you, ma'am, says Kakashi. She would then say that it was no problem, as she would go to get them some food since they, she guesses they must be hungry. Now, as she leaves, everyone would just watch Naruto pop a weird yellow pill into his mouth, and he swallows it. Was that a food pill? Asked Shikamaru. Naruto then says, yeah, due to my speed, I need to consume approximately more than 10,000 calories a day. This pill helps me stabilize my metabolism. 10,000, yells Tazuna? How are you not fat? And how are you standing right now? This speed of yours sounds more like a curse to me. Naruto would then say, sometimes it feels that way. I just hunt animals to deal with the hunger, so most of the time I'm pretty fine. It also helps if I circulate my chakras so I don't waste any excess energy. The others would then be shocked that this is what the side effect of having that much speed is to him, and they worry that he has to worry about that many things constantly. But it also makes them wonder why. Why does his speed need that much food to really work? It does really sound like he was cursed or something. Kakashi would then notice how everyone's just like staring daggers at Naruto and decides to change the subject, saying that although Naruto may have killed Zabuza, they should expect more reinforcements. You guys are going to receive training. Sasuke and Shikamaru were now actually feeling very competitive, would slightly look at Naruto thinking that they had to surpass him. Now as they think this, however, Tazumi would then come back with some food, and Inari, who would then hug Tazuna, calling him Grandpa. Tazuna would then introduce Inari, who would then look at the bunch in front of him and just say that they're gonna die. Tazumi would then tell him to take it back because it's rude. However, he doesn't as he leaves, about to go to his room. If you don't want to die, leave. You have no chance against Gato. He then leaves with Tazuna and Tazumi apologizing, and Team 7 doesn't mind because, well, he's a kid. So before they go train, the team would eat and notice that the portion of food is actually very small. Anyway, they would then be outside as Kakashi would demonstrate tree walking, hanging upside down from a branch. You guys might know how to use jutsu, but that doesn't mean you are using your chakra properly. Do this with perfect control. This needs to be exact. Do it right, or you might fail and fall. Naruto would then squat down as he jumps up and sticks on a tree by his side, not falling off at all. You can do that too, yells Sasuke? Well, there's no way I'm getting outdone. He then starts focusing as he runs up a tree, and then he runs up, only getting about like 10 feet before falling back down. Sasuke finds it harder and it frustrates him. Kakashi would then land down, handing everyone, well, 3 kunais. Well, Naruto doesn't need it because he's fine. And this was to help them, track with their progress and measure how far they got in time. Sasuke would then run again, and Shikamaru also tries, but they both don't get very far. Naruto would then approach them, giving him some advice on how to actually do it, and he knows how to make it simpler for them because he's also a child, so he gets that mentality. So taking Naruto's advice, they go up a little bit higher, but Sasuke easily passes Shikamaru, and he falls back down, and he sees Sasuke still going up. I don't know what I was expecting going up against a genius, says Shikamaru. Naruto would then tap his shoulder, saying, in my eyes, you're a genius too, Shikamaru, and Choji would agree if he were here. But being a ninja sounds like such a drag. How about this? If you try harder, I'll let you play another match against me, but you don't have a board. Naruto would then run away with lightning trailing off him as he would instantly return with the shogi board in hand. Did you just run to Konoha? Why don't you just run all of us here? If I do that, that's not really a mission now, is it, says Naruto. Naruto would then laugh for Shikamaru not being able to refute what he said, but now he's gonna try harder, and Kakashi is in complete shock. Naruto's speed surpasses Sensei easily. Did he really run all the way to the village and back? That's at least a one-day trip. How has Hiruzen been keeping him a secret? So Team 7 would proceed to train for an entire day, and this is the first time Shikamaru actually trained so hard. For a moment, he was actually starting to enjoy it. Naruto would then help out whenever they were stuck, and Kakashi and Sue left to go back to Tazuna's house. By the time the 3 came back, it was actually night already, and they came home very tired, except for Naruto, who was completely fine due to his Speedster stamina. He would then sit down and eat before going to bed, and at night, when no one is awake, Naruto would sneak out of the house and go to Konoha. He would then enter Hiruzen's home and finds him working through some paperwork. He would appear right behind him with his head down as he was kneeling. So what's wrong? Asked Hiruzen. Sorry to desert my current mission, but I found out that Gato was connected to the slave trade we dealt with last time. He may be selling children as a way to earn money. Do whatever will help the land of the waves the most, says Hiruzen. It's all up to you, but I caution that you do not simply carry out an assassination. Naruto would then nod, teleporting away as he runs to his house and gets his equipment, and then he goes to storm Gato's castle. He would then switch to Gato in his office as he was counting his money. Why isn't that goddamn Zabuza returned already? Don't tell me he's dead. Nah, there's no way. All of a sudden, he would have a kunai at his neck as he is startled, about to scream, only for his mouth to be shut up by Naruto, who would say, "Be quiet, or I kill you." Gato would then slightly nod, trying to be cut by the kunai that is at his neck, as Naruto would then remove the blade, and he says, "You are going to put all your money into the village and invest into it. If you don't, I'll do it for you. I can come back and set you straight if I don't see any changes in the village." Fine, just please don't kill me. That depends on you, Sir Gato, says Naruto. He would then leave his office, putting away his equipment as he returns back to Tazuna's house and sleeps. When the next day comes and the team has to go watch Tazuna while he builds the bridge, while they're on their way to the bridge, they would notice the village has actually changed in certain ways, and the previously starving people on the street, like asking for food, or actually just eating food now that gangsters that Gato hired, he hired gangsters to give people food, and yeah, people were actually getting some food now, and they would guard Tazuna for a while. So they go deeper into the village and walk around, and it's slowly changing, but there's still got some bad things like homeless kids. There should not be homeless kids in a good city. At least he listened to me, thinks Naruto. Team 7 would then go back to training, but after a bit of training, Sasuke actually spars with Naruto, unlocking the Sharingan fully, and he would use this and try to catch up with Naruto, who was too fast, but it did not work. Every punch, kick, and jutsu he threw at Naruto would be just thwarted with ease, as he would always be ending up back on the ground. Shikamaru, who was just doing his training, like the tree training, would just fall back down after running up a tree, and he looked to see that Sasuke was falling for the 10th time today. Even with the Sharingan, huh? Naruto would then help up Sasuke as he looks at Shikamaru saying, "You should join us too." No, I'm not a close combat ninja. Actually, says Sasuke, I think Naruto's right. You should join us. The two would then close in on Shikamaru, who doesn't want to fight, and they force him to practice with him because he's being a lazy ass, and they would do this for a week straight, meaning they have gotten exponentially faster and stronger. Shikamaru learns how to use his shadows more effectively, and he can actually fight very well now, like pretty average taijutsu, which is still pretty good for Shikamaru. And Naruto soon started going faster than before, like with their training, meaning that if they didn't dodge his punches, they were going to be hurt a lot. And this forced them to evolve, especially Sasuke, as he picks up a few moves from Naruto. He copies how Naruto, instead of using brute strength all the time, although he can, he just deflects and returns so much power back to them. However, this is still very hard for Sasuke to do, right? Because when Naruto stopped Zabuza's blade, for example, he instinctively stole its kinetic energy, so it slowed down as he touched it. Naruto doesn't know about his powers, but he does everything by instinct, but he will soon learn more. So during this week, the village would actually get a lot better, and there are less homeless people on the streets, and people were actually getting fed. Naruto also investigated the slave trading and secretly just rejoins a tons of family overnight. How Gato made people disappear was he made it look like they were killed by wild animals, but he actually captured them. So yeah, Tazuna is also close to finishing the bridge and just needs to put some final touches on the structure. This means that Inari has become much happier and more hopeful of the future, as he actually helps out with the bridge sometimes. Now we're gonna cut to when it's morning. Team 7 wakes up and follows Tazuna to the bridge as they head to the bridge, and they would, start to notice a huge amount of mist roll in. Does anyone else feel like this is wrong? Asked Sasuke. Yeah, this is the land of the waves, but even this much mist is troublesome, says Tazuna. Team 7 would then surround him in a protective stance when out of nowhere, Naruto would enter flash time, catching the smallest needles, going for Tazuna's neck, 4 going for Sasuke, 3 going for Shikamaru, 6 going for Kakashi, and 10 going for him. Now, as he catches them all, the entire team notices this, and they wonder what the heck that was coming at them. Naruto would then point forward as he starts rotating his arms, and he creates a wind funnel, and then he swings around, like he swings his arm forward as if he was throwing a ball, and this makes a tornado form as it slings out, just going around the entire team, clearing up the entire area of mist, which then dissipates, and the tornado does as well. Wow, I didn't know you could use 2 elements, says Shikamaru. They would then see a masked shinobi land in the direction that Kakashi was facing, and with no words and a huge amount of killing intent, he would lunge at Kakashi, appearing right in front of him as he went for a kick. Kakashi then manages to block this, but his wrist would break as he forces Haku off, but then realizes he has a kunai stuck in his stomach, like really stuck in there. Oh, when the hell did he? It was so deep in that he actually couldn't pull it out, and Team 7 would actually get in front of him saying that they would take care of this. Kakashi doesn't want them to do that, saying that this guy is way stronger than Zabuza, and they actually say that they don't care because they're stronger now and they have Naruto, so they'll be fine. Who are you anyway? Yells Sasuke. He would then turn on his Sharingan as Haku takes off his mask, saying, "It does not matter. You're gonna die soon." Sasuke would then run out as Kakashi tells him to stop, but he doesn't stop, and then Shikamaru would run out as well. Sasuke and Haku would then get in an intense battle, and then Shikamaru joins as they try to take him down together, but they would be pushed back. Slow. Haku, as he says this, would actually be cut by a kunai, and he touches his face to feel blood. He's shocked as he looks back to see Naruto did this, and Sasuke would actually take this chance to attack, but Haku was already ready to counter him. However, Sasuke would smile, confusing Haku. He would then be stuck, unable to move, as Sasuke takes a kunai and stabs it in his stomach like he did to Kakashi, but he twists the kunai as he does this. Shikamaru stretched the shadow out from himself, connecting it to Sasuke, which then connected to Haku, trapping him when Sasuke got close enough. However, Haku would then release chakra as he is in pain, and this breaks the jutsu as he then goes to kick Sasuke repeatedly, but Sasuke dodges it all with his Sharingan shining. Compared to Naruto, you're as slow as a tortoise. Haku would then jump back, shooting Senbon at Sasuke, but he deflects it. Damn it, I didn't expect him to be this strong, says Haku. He would then disappear, fading into the air as all of a sudden everyone is surrounded by ice mirrors, and Haku would then appear in one of the ice mirrors, and then his image spreads out to the other ones as they all say, "You can't beat me, I have the advantage now." He would then form icicles that surround everyone, and they're everywhere, like they're about to kill all of them. Shit, I didn't account for this, thinks Shikamaru. He has a bloodline skill. "Sensei, can I take care of this?" asked Naruto out of the blue. Everyone would then look at him, saying, "Yes!" Alright, says Naruto. He would then make a hand sign. As he squats down, he slams his hand down on the floor. He would then start to be surrounded by yellow lightning, as this is when he looked up, he disappeared in a flash, running around all the mirrors, shattering them all with a step. But to everyone, he looks like he's just turning into lightning completely. He would then reappear where he was before. As the lightning dies down, he stands up as he points at the last remaining mirror, saying, "Lightning pistol." A quick bolt of lightning will then come out, stabbing Haku in the heart as he falls out of the mirror, which then shatters, and he lands on the ground with icicles disappearing. The icicles that were surrounding everyone disappearing. "Couldn't you have done that earlier?" asked Tazuna. "Well, I wanted to give my team a chance to..." Kakashi would then fall, losing a lot of blood as everyone surrounds him. Naruto would then grab the kunai inside his stomach, vibrating it, and thus phasing out of his body, confusing everyone as to how he did so. He would then make a hand sign, putting his right hand on Kakashi's wound, and multicolored lightning would come out of his hands, spreading and healing Kakashi. What? How is that possible? Naruto would then take his hand off, and everyone sees that the wound is completely gone, no scars left. Kakashi would then stand up and say that they would talk about this later, what he did just now. They're going to talk about it later. But for now, he needs to inspect Haku's body. Now, as he approached, he saw that Haku had a hole in his chest, but he dies with tears falling out of his eyes. Checking his breathing by putting his finger near Haku's nose, he would realize that Haku truly was dead. "Help me bury the body," said Kakashi. "Why would we do that? She just tried to kill us," said Shikamaru. "He's doing what he has to do, as we are. Let's show a bit of respect. He looks about your age." "That's a boy?" yelled Sasuke, confused. He would then say sure, and they help bury him, but Haku is not next to Zabuza this time since he's still at the bottom of the lake, so that's kinda sad. Now, after this happens, the Land of Waves gets more prosperous. I was going to say preposterous. Naruto made a last visit to Gato before he left, and actually sealed the deal a little bit because, Naruto killed Haku, and he wanted Gato to know that. He actually brought like a little piece of evidence, and also brought the Executioner's Blade, which he took after, he went down to the ocean and just got that shit back, or wherever he left it. I'm going on too long. Let's not ruin this. So, he also killed all those Zabuzas, annoying gangsters that won't listen to orders and will freaking, do stupid crap and kill people. And then, with that, the village is saved. And the bridge is named the Great Naruto Bridge, not only for, commemorating Naruto, but his entire team for helping Tazuna establish the bridge and giving hope back to the people. However, no one will ever know what Naruto has truly done behind the scenes, but that is his ninja way. Now, as Team 7 is walking to Konoha, Shikamaru would then say, "Wait, I just realized you can just run us home." "I'm not sure that's a good idea," says Naruto. "Actually, I like that idea," says Kakashi. "Besides, there's nothing wrong with you doing that, right?" We then cut to 3 seconds later when the team has appeared at the gates, and they surprise the guards, who would then let them enter, thinking, "What the hell was that?" Sasuke would then say, "That was great, why don't you do that more often?" Naruto would then say, "I already rely on my speed for the most mundane things, but it's my speed. You guys might get too comfortable and start asking me to do stupid stuff for you." They then realized that having speed like that at their disposal would be kind of really convenient, but they promise they won't bother him with stuff like that. So, how will Team 7 do on the upcoming shooting exams? Because I know y'all are dying to see that shit. Why did Hiruzen have Naruto join Team 7? And how will Konoha deal with one of its most dangerous enemies? I guess you're gonna have to find out in the next part, because this is where I am leaving it off. Welcome to the end of the video, guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed. Like I said, I'm really sorry about the background noise, but it cannot be helped right now. My videos are going to be a little shittier. I don't know if you notice it. Maybe the music in the background is covering it up. I really hope it is, but I am having some trouble. I just moved somewhere for vacation, but there's a lot of noise. I don't have my own room or place to record, so it's going to get hard. I mean, even in my apartment, I didn't have a room for myself, but it was still quiet enough for me to record, but things are a little complicated here, and it's really hard to get stuff out. But just knowing you guys care that much about the videos and them coming out is really annoying. Thank you so much for 14K. Seriously, when I was here, I couldn't record it. It literally felt like hell. So just that much, not being with you guys and giving you something to look forward to pissed me off, because I could have done it easily, but some circumstances are messing with me. Anyway, I hope you guys, take care. COVID hopefully will end soon. Hopefully. School is done for me, so that's awesome. I have more free time. I can do whatever I want now. Also, what if Asta was a player? That's coming. Don't worry. And this series will definitely go on for more than 5 parts. I mean, what if Asta was a player? I don't know about what if Naruto was a speedster. Also, tell me if you guys like that I didn't make Minato a speedster. Personally, I don't want to do that. This just makes no sense. In case you also didn't get it yet, Minato is not a speedster. I'm not doing a background thing. I don't want to do that. Naruto is the only speedster, alright? That is it. I'm not gonna change anything. That's just how I do things personally, alright? Some people might do it differently. This is how I think the story should have gone. And, you know, you don't have to get the Speed Force from a lightning bolt that strikes you when everyone sees. I wanted to make it inconspicuous, because not even Naruto will know how he got his powers. And no one else will know either. There's no need to make a big deal of it where he goes into a 9-month coma, because he would definitely go into a 9-month coma. I made him get his powers in fucking 7. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. I hope you guys have a good day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The Discord server is always down below, so go there, have fun, and all of that jazz. I am gonna go eat some fucking pasta. I am hungry as hell. See you guys later.